Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma. Allahumma faqihna fid din. Allahumma anfa'na bima 'allamtana wa 'allimna ma yanfa'una wa zidna ilma. Walhamdulillahi ala kulli hal. So today we are going to start our session with properties of ism, inshallah. So let me share my screen, and before I continue with the properties of ism, I will just like to see how much of the previous lecture you remember. So last Wednesday when we met, we have done 3 categories of words. So in the 3 categories of words, we have seen that we have when we look at Arabic, we can categorize everything into 3 the Arabic language is categorized into 3 word types. If you can type in the chat box, what were those 3 word types that you have learned? How many parts of speech were there in English? And how many parts of speech are there in Arabic? Perfect. So in Arabic, as you have seen, that there are 3 parts of speech. So and you have already written that it's ism, fail, harf. And we were focusing on ism last week, last Wednesday, I meant to say. And I showed you few signs of an ism. Who remembers those signs? If you can type in the chat box. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So there was al, there was ta marbuta, there was tanween, and the words, most of the words beginning with letter mim. There were 2 other signs. If you, for those of you who have gone through their slides that I have sent in the group, you must have seen there was another slide that was talking about signs of ism as well. There are certain huruf in Arabic language. When you see them before your word, if you see those huruf before your word is going to be an ism. Those huruf are called huruf-e-jar. For new students, it is not important to learn this word by heart, but if you can only note that there will be certain particles, if they are before your word is likely going to be an ism. There are certain other particles that you're going to see before your word. For an advanced student, they should know if your word is preceded by harf nida, which is a vocative particle, this guy here, ya, your word is going to be an ism. If your word is preceded by ya, the chances are your word is going to be an ism. The words that denote a relationship, like Makki, Madini, those words are also words that belong to category of ism. I hope this is clear. These 3 signs that I just mentioned are not as strong signs as we discussed in our previous session. They are going to denote that the word following them is an ism. The first two particles, the word that follows them is an ism, but there can be exceptions. There can be exceptions. If you have to compare this harf jar with ya, the chances are in 99.9% of cases, you will see the word that follows your harf jar is an ism. Okay? The word that follows your harf jar is an ism in 99% of cases. And I'm just, giving you a rough figure, because, it's sometimes, when we are given these numbers that, satisfies our, curiosities, and it's, it is important sometimes to give students a figure so that they understand that, what are my chances if I say that this word is an ism and my answer is going to be right. So if you see harf jar, whatever is following harf jar is going to be an ism. There are exceptions, and I have put them on the slide because we also have advanced students with us taking this class, so that they also benefit from those rare exceptions. I have put those exceptions there. For example, bima, B is harf jar. It's a harf, it's a particle that is in 99% of cases followed by an ism, but rarely it will not be. When it is not, those 2 cases or 3 cases in Quran, when you see that there is a word that comes after them, which is ma zaida, and it is not an ism, it is a harf in this case. In case of harf nida as well, mostly in Quran, if I ask you, ya ahlul kitab, what is ahl? Your answer should be ya ahlul kitabi. Your answer should be ahl. If I ask you, what is this word ahl? Does it belong to category of an ism, harf, or fail? What will you say? Perfect, perfect. So there will be exceptions in this case as well, which we don't need to worry about at this point. But for you to understand this, that what will be the signs of ism along with those 4 signs, also pay attention to these 3 weak signs as well, so that everything is covered. When you are doing your advanced grammar and something comes up, you are comfortable with your advanced grammar concepts as well, inshallah. Okay, so coming to the topic that we were going to do today, I think most of you have understood the concept of NSM, and alhamdulillah, when we did a review last Wednesday on Surah Al-Fatiha, most of you were able to understand that, that this is ism, harf, and fail. You were able to identify one from another. What is attached to a word that will not make the word fall into category of ism? Now, listen to my question carefully. The word makes sense, but it has something attached to it that does not make it an ism. So what is that category of word? And what is attached to a word and then that makes it fall the ism category? So if I say, if a word has a time attached to it, if a word has time attached to it, it's going to be fail. It's never going to be an ism. Always remember this, okay? Your word can be an action word. Your word can be an action word. It may denote an action, but if it does not have time, then it is ism. But if it has time attached to it, it has tense attached to it, it's going to be only fail. A word that makes no sense is called okay. So now I have to have one more window opened up here, which is Tanzil, and I hope then I think we should be good. Okay, here we are. And let's go to Surah Al-Fatiha. Okay, so Al-Mustaqim. If I give you this word and I remove al, how will you identify that this word is still an ism? Perfect. Okay. So now, if I give you this word, la, what will you call it? What about this word here, va? Why are you calling it harf? Yes, so it's a connector. So that's why you're calling it's a harf because you know it from your previous knowledge. But if you did not know that it is atf, it's a connector, how will you identify this is an harf? This is not ism, this is not fail. Makes no sense on its own. Very good answer, because it is not making any sense. Very good. So who is now going to tell me the weak signs of an ism? Who's going to write down the weak signs that we just have seen, the weak signs for an ism? Very good job, Aisha. Very good job. So if your word is like Makki, Madani, that has any attachment to it, like, something belonging to Makkah, something belonging to Medina, those kind of words are going to be falling under the category of an ism. If your word is preceded by harf nida ya, or you can also say it a vocative particle, a particle that is used to call someone. If you are very new to this language, you can consider it as a word oh boy, oh girl, how we use it in English language. So that kind of a word is going to be called harf nida in Arabic. And then very well done that, yes, it is harf jar. And you can, if you can just say that, certain particles, if they are seen before your ism, the word is going to be an ism. Certain particles before a word make the word ism. Very well done. So now I'm going to go and start with the new topic, which is every ism has 4 properties. Every ism is going to have a status, it's going to have a number, and it is going to have gender, type, and capacity. What are the 4 properties every ism will have? Status, number, gender, type, or capacity. Status, number, gender, type, capacity. What is status? So status is something that tells us what is the role of your ism in a particular sentence. Status is something that tells you the role of an ism in a particular sentence. Make sense? Okay. So status is something that tells you what a role an ism is performing in a particular phrase or a sentence. So then comes your number. Number is easy, that you will study how you can look at an ism and can identify whether we are talking about 1, 2, 3, or more than 3. Then comes your gender. Gender is very important when it comes to Arabic language. Every ism will have gender. Keep that in mind, inshallah. And the 4th property of ism that you will be learning with me is going to be your type and capacity, whether your ism is definite or indefinite, like whether it is proper or common. type has to do whether a word is common or proper. For example, in English, apple, common. The apple, proper. Girl, a girl, common. The girl, it's proper. So same way, we have type in Arabic language. So when we learn gender, your default gender, these default gender, default number, default type, this is important terminology that we all have to learn and be familiar with. Okay, so your default gender is masculine. There has to be a reason for a word to be feminine. Is it clear? For the new people, I think Aisha, there was one Aisha that I saw, a student named Aisha, Ramaz, Umar, and who, who were the beginners, Alina. So if they are with us, just let us know that, if it is clear to you all. Okay. So your default gender is masculine. There has to be a reason for a word to be feminine. So according to some sources, some words in Arabic are used as both masculine and feminine, because that would have made things confusing for you. I did not put those words in the slide, okay? Because according to majority sources, every word is either under the category of masculine or feminine. So I don't think, it will be confusing some, if I put those words, because though there's a very, it's not a very common opinion. I would say it's very, it is, only one source says that there are some words that belong to both categories. Otherwise, every book says that, you can easily categorize your words under masculine and feminine, okay? So then comes your types of feminine. How many types of feminine you're going to learn today, okay? So there are 3 types that you all need to familiarize yourself with, okay? Real feminine, feminine by sign, and heard feminine. Okay? Real feminine, feminine by sign, and heard feminine. I have not taken you to Dream Book yet, and you must be wondering, because we were following the curriculum of Dream Book. The reason being, we will go back to it, but I just want everyone to have this categorization of feminine, and then we can see what it has to say. Okay, just so that I can make things a little bit easier for everyone, and also we can just classify everything in a proper manner. I just I'm going through slides at this point. Okay, so the word is real feminine when it is when something is biologically feminine, like mother, sister, cow. This category of real feminine also includes your feminine names, like Aisha, Maryam, Zainab. There's no doubt about them being feminine. They are really, really feminine. So think about them, that they are the real feminine, because when it comes to mother, if you can just remember XX chromosome, so that will help you remember that, these are the biological feminines, and the biological feminines are going to be under the category of mونث, حقيقي, real feminine category. And then your names are going to be under the category of real feminine. The second category that you are going to see is feminine by sign. And this is some very interesting category, right? Where you can identify by looking at the sign again. So during this course, you will learn many different signs that will help you identify different kind of words where the word belongs to. Just by looking at the sign, you should be able to tell then, inshallah. So there are the most common sign. The most common sign that you're going to see for a word to be feminine is going to be ta marbuta, the round ta. Okay, then it's going to be alif maqsura, and the third sign is going to be alif mamduda. When I was learning Arabic grammar, and I was at this stage during my initial stages, I was having a lot of problems with identifying with what this alif maqsura and mamduda is. It was a very heavy terminology for me. But honestly, if you just familiarize yourself with these terms, that will, inshallah, help you throughout your through the rest of the journey. Honestly, you need to know these terms. You need to, inshallah, and just try to make yourself familiar with these terms. So alif maqsura, you will see, a small alif. Maqsura comes from qasr, small short alif, and you can see this ya-like structure having an alif on top of it, and which is called, sorry, alif maqsura, the short alif. Okay, and then alif mamduda comes from mad. Mad means to stretch something. So you can see that your alif is stretched. Why cow is feminine? I'm seeing a question. Agar cow is feminine because it is biologically a feminine creature, like hen, right? So cow has a male counterpart, ox. So does it make sense? Okay, so now again, this mونث قياسي, if you can see the feminine by sign, coming back to the topic, ta marbuta, alif maqsura, alif mamduda. For the last two signs to work, you have to have 3 letters before your alif mamduda and alif maqsura. Okay, before your short alif and before your stretched alif, you have to have 3 letters, and they have to be the letters of word structure. Okay, these alifs that are the signs of feminine have to be after your 3rd root letter. You just to let you know, you have most of the words in Arabic have 3 root letters. Okay, most of you are familiar with root letters, or if you are not, let me know. Is there anyone who does not know what root letter is? No one? Everyone is familiar with root letter? That every word has a root letter, and most of the root letters, most of the words, the root letters there are 3 root letters that form a word. So this for the word to be feminine, this alif maqsura, alif mamduda sign has to be after your 3rd root letter. Again, as I've told you guys before, there will be lots of exceptions. Your word Musa, your word Isa, are they feminine? Will you call them feminine? This Akans. Yeah, no, Musa is the name of a prophet, and there was no female prophet, right? So this is an exception. Though your alif maqsura is coming after 3 letters, but the word is not feminine. So alif maqsura and alif mamduda, ramaz. Okay, I'm going to get to you. I will answer your question in a second. So for these signs to work, these have to come after your 3 root letters. Ramaz, every word in Arabic is composed of root letters. Most words of Arabic language are comprised of 3 root letters. They have 3 root letters. Okay, there are words that have more than 3 root letters. There are words that may have 4, 5, 6 root letters. Okay, but majority times, the majority of Quran, you will see in 95% of your words are 3 root lettered words. So, and those are the words that are making a word. For example, if I give you a word Muslim, what do you think will be the root letter of Muslim? Sin, Lam, Mim. So that is what is the root letter of Muslim. And what is Mim doing there? Why is Mim there? If it is not the root letter, what is Mim doing there in Muslim? Very good job. So it is an indicator of an ism. It is a sign of an ism. It has nothing to do with the root letter. So coming back to the question, every word has, most of the words that you will study in your Quran will be composed of 3 root letters. They are the words, they're the letters that make up a word. Okay, they're the building blocks of a word, you can say. And most, yes, minimum, most of the words that you will see are 3 root lettered. So coming back to what we were doing, if you have to look at a word, what are the 3 signs that you should see for a word to be feminine? If it does not belong to the first category, which is the category of real feminine, the word has to have 3 signs. Does not have to have all 3 signs in one word. They cannot coexist, right? So one of these 3 signs, ta marbuta, alif maqsura, and alif mamduda. Ta marbuta, alif maqsura, alif mamduda. Everyone, please type. What are the 3 signs? I know the slide is there, but I still want you to type because I want each and everyone to know this. Okay. Alif mamduda, ta marbuta, alif maqsura. Perfect. Okay. Most of you have answered. So now look at the 3rd category, which is the heard feminine, muannas samai. What is muannas samai? So this is a category that came into existence after people heard Arabs treating certain word certain way. If the Arabs used to treat the word like a feminine word, they said that, because Arabs said so, because they have treated it like that, so we are going to treat it like that, because Arabic is a language of the Arabs, isn't it? So how they treated certain word, this gave rise to this category of feminine. So word feminine, it's just because the way the Arabs treated certain words a certain way, so people developed the understanding that they have to treat the word in the same way. So under this category comes names of cities, countries, tribes. For example, if I ask you Makkah, what will you say the gender of the word is? Very good. It's feminine because Arabs have treated it like that, right? Because Arabs said so. Then if I give you a word Quraysh, good. If I give you word Misr, what's the gender of Misr? Yeah, Heard feminine because it's the name of a place, right? Now, the second category that also falls under the under heard feminine is body parts in pairs. All those body parts that are in pairs are going to be treated as feminine. So if I have to ask you, how will you treat your hands? Will they be masculine or feminine? Why? If I asked you tongue, why tongue is going to be masculine? Because there is only one, right? There is no pair. It is not a paired body part, right? Your feet, how are they going to be treated? Yes. Yes, Sadia, paired body parts are going to be treated as feminine. And also remember, as I've been telling you, there will be exceptions. But since we are not going to be dealing with hadith literature at this point, we don't need to worry about that part. You can comfortably say body parts in pairs are going to be treated as mounnatha sama'i or heard feminine, because Arabs treated them like that. Names of fire, wind, winds, all of them are also in this category. They are all going to be treated as feminine. Is it clear? Nar, Sa'ir, Jahim, all of them are going to be treated as feminine. Your non-human plurals and your broken plurals are going to be treated as feminine. Your Arabic alphabet, if I ask you gender of ba, letter ba, what are you going to tell me? Is it masculine or feminine? Very good. Yes, it is feminine. And then there are certain words that are part of the story that you all need to memorize. Okay, inshallah. And this is going to, inshallah, help you identify why my word is being treated the way it is being treated. Because we, in the beginning, you might be questioning yourself in your mind that, why am I learning all this? Why I need to know the gender? It makes a big difference in your understanding of Arabic. The books have been written. You will see books written on how certain things were treated the certain way. Okay, it's very important topic in Arabic. So this is a summary of what we have learned so far. Certain words will have ta marbuta, but they will not be feminine. Just like Talha, Hamza, they are ending with ta marbuta sign, but they are not feminine. There are Isa, Musa, we have already studied that they are ending with alif maksura, and alif maksura is coming after 3 letters, but still they are going to be masculine, because like any other language, Arabic also has lots and lots of exceptions. Okay, so let's see the last slide here. So these are all the words. These are all the part of the story that, these words, you are all supposed to memorize these names, these asma from this slide, so that, you don't have trouble when you're doing advanced grammar, inshallah. Okay, when you are joining sentences and when you're doing the Arab of surahs, if you know all this, inshallah, it is going to be easy then, inshallah. Okay, so the words include nar, nafs, shams, sama, harb, bir, rih, ard, sabil, dalv, aswa, jahannam, hamr, kas, dar. Will you be able to remember all this? I want someone to type all English, these words in English. I want everyone to type at least 2 words from this slide. Yes, Edgar, our slides have been prepared based on Dream curriculum and other books. There is nothing that you will find on these slides that is going to be out of, a Dream book or other Arabic grammar books. The sources are, have been used, different sources have been used. I've just tried to put everything together for you all. Okay. So Azra has written, where's her answer? Dal and Jahannum, Ambreen, Hell and Path. So Sabra has written fire, sky, wine, cup. Okay. Nurjahan, so many words. Barakallahu feek. And so Aisha has also typed up many words. Barakallahu feek. Very good job. So you are all with us so far. Alhamdulillah. House, cup, Sister Rafina, very good job. House, path, very good job. Can you type English for house? Oh, Arabic, sorry. Arabic for house. You can, you don't have to put it in Arabic, but you can just, yeah. Not bait. So Sabra, please make sure dar is the word that has been treated. Dar is the word that has been treated as feminine. So make sure, yes, we need to know the English of these words as well, but we need to know what Arabic word has been treated as feminine. Very important, okay? So let me take you to Quran now and see how much have you learned and how much have you understood, okay? Okay. Surah. Gender. Now I'm going to ask Maryam to type at the end, okay? When everyone has answered, I will want Maryam to answer then, okay? Inshallah. So feminine, because it's a feminine word. Aisha, why are you calling it feminine, dear? Can you give me the reason? Is it real feminine, feminine by sign, or heard feminine? Very good job, Tamar Buta. So it's going to be feminine by sign, right? Not real feminine, feminine by sign. Al-Fatiha by sign, feminine by sign. Allah, Lafzul Jalala. What's the gender? Good job. Ar-Rahman. Ar-Rahim. You can just type M for masculine. Alhamdu. Rabbi. Al-Alameen. Malik. Yom. Ad-Din. As-Sirat. Why are we calling it feminine? Was As-Sirat there, Maria? No, I asked you girls to be very, and boys as well, to be very careful about this slide. Just make sure the words that you have seen in the slide are Sabil. Here it is. So the word is Sabil. Can you all see? The word is sabil in the slide. So if yes, it is path, but the as-sirat is also going to be treated as path, but that is not here. Okay, so bait is not going to be the same as dar. Okay, they will be treated differently. Bait is treated as masculine in Arabic. Okay, فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ. So it is a masculine word. Same way, as-sirat is going to be masculine. Yes, sabil is going to be feminine, as-sirat is going to be masculine. What about al-mustaqim? And what about al-ladhina? What about ghairi? What about al-maghdub? What about ad-dallin? Any confusion so far? Okay. Now I'm going to show you a word and I'm going to ask you about this word. I'm going to ask about random words, okay, inshallah. So be careful with your answers. Yom is going to be masculine. There is no reason for Yom to be feminine. There is no ta marbuta, alif maqsura, alif mamduda. It is not heard feminine and it is not biologically feminine. So we are going to treat it as masculine. Your word is naran. Why? Because Arab said so, right? Everyone with me so far? Okay. Al-ard. As-sama'i. Now this word, why are you calling it feminine? Okay, yes, I was looking for this answer. Alif mamduda. Faiza. So does your word have 3 letters before alif mamduda? Al is not part of the word. Al is not part of the word. The word is sama'i. It's a part of story. So your word is seen, meme. The root letters are seen, meme, wow. So as-sama'i is good. Why is it feminine? Because Arab said so. It is not feminine by sign, though it has alif mamduda ending, but this alif mamduda is not coming after 3 letters. The word has to have 3 letters before your alif mamduda, isn't it? Everyone with me so far? This is clear or no? Qadir. Gender. Is this word an ism? Okay, good job. Shay'in. Shay'in is ism, it's masculine. Everyone with agrees? Al-maut. Gender. Your word is ma'an. No one agrees that this is feminine? Ma'an. Yes, it is not feminine. It is not feminine. Ma'an is not a feminine word. It's a masculine word. Though it does have alif mamduda, but it does not have 3 letters before its alif mamduda. There's only meme, isn't it? There's only meme before alif mamduda. So this word is going to be masculine. And it is not heard feminine. No, it is not heard feminine. No. Okay. Rizqan. Muhitun. Okay. Absar. Absar. Now, let me tell you the meaning. Absar means eyes. Absar means eyes. So why we are going to treat them as feminine? Yeah, they are body parts in pairs, and also the word is a plural that is, not an intact plural, is a non-human plural. Your non-human plurals are also going to be under the category of heard feminine. Remember that. Your non-human plurals are going to fall under category of heard feminine. Non-human plurals will be under the category of heard feminine. Okay. Your word is azanihim. So the word is azan, and that means ears. Why feminine? Okay. So I think most of you have understood, how we are going to classify our feminines. Al-hijara. Is it feminine or masculine? Feminine, because there is a sign attached there. Surah. Al-barq. Let me take you to now the feminine, the gender in dream book, how they have dealt with it. So one of the 4 properties of the ism is gender. I started with gender because it was relatively easier compared to the others. So your default gender, you can, as you all must have understood by now, the default gender of an ism is masculine. Okay, your word is masculine. There has to be a reason for a word to be feminine. Who is going to tell me the real feminine or biological feminine? Real feminine. Yeah, just give me 1 or 2 examples. You can just type one word if that is too much. Okay, 1 word is fine. You have to understand your names, feminine names are going to be also under the category of real feminine. The second category that Ustad has put here is the words that end in ta marbuta, alif mamduda, or alif maqsura. Okay, and we have already done those. So your word huda, here the word huda, is it masculine or feminine? Faiza, does huda, what made you think it is masculine or feminine? Sorry. Whoever is thinking that this word is feminine, what made them think? What was the sign there? Alif Maqsura. Were there 3 letters before Alif Maqsura? Did you finish all your 3 letters before Alif Maqsura? No. So the word is masculine. You have to find your 3 letters before your Alif Maqsura. Everyone, please remember this. Okay. The exception, Aisha, was Isa and Musa. Your 2 names, they did have 3 letters before Alif Maqsura, but they were still masculine. Names of those 2 prophets, right? Your word is zikra. Zikra, here it is. Is it masculine or feminine? Manahil, why is it feminine? Very good. Yes, 3. So Sabra, you're right. There are 3 letters that are before your Alif Maqsura. So now this word is feminine. But Huda, the root letters for Huda are Ha, Dal, Ya. But you don't see all, your Alif Mamduda, your Alif Maqsura here was not preceded by 3 letters. So this word is not going to be treated as feminine. It's going to be masculine. It is going to be treated as a masculine word. Then there are other examples. If you can see Al-Kubra, Al-Ulya, Hamra'u, Sawda'u, Rahma, Salah. And you can see 3, ta marbuta ending words are going to be your feminine words. Body parts in pairs, as we have discussed in our previous slides, they are going to be treated as feminine in Quran. Specific names of places, do not forget this part. Okay, do not forget, highlight this. Okay, there in your books, please everyone highlight. There are few exceptions in your I don't want you to overwhelm yourself, but if in your dream book, if you can add here under this, if you can add Isa, Musa, Talha are the exceptions, it will be really helpful for your future studies, inshallah. Yes, Shima, it is feminine because Arab said so, right? Alif Mamduda was not preceded by 3 letters, so that is why the word was supposedly masculine, but Arabs treated it as feminine. That is why we are going to call it a herd feminine, and we are not going to call it feminine by sign. Okay, so the specific names of places and these exceptions, always be careful about them. And then your non-human plurals, no matter what the singular is, all non-human plurals are considered feminine. So today, everyone is going to, the take-home points everyone is going to leave with is that, all non-human plurals are going to be considered feminine, regardless of the gender of the singular form. For example, masjid is masculine, but masajid is going to be treated as feminine. Kitab is masculine, but kutub in Quran is going to be treated as feminine. Okay. And then comes again your Arab set so category, and everyone should familiarize themselves with these Arabic terms. This is your homework till the next Wednesday when we meet. I'm going to ask each and every one of you, how many words have you memorized from this list, inshallah. Is it clear? Everything clear so far? The time. Okay. Any questions? We have 4 minutes. Please ask questions now. Yes, certain words are, are the associations. Agar, they are like, if something belongs to Makkah, the thing is going to be called Makki, like Makki Surah, right? The surah that was revealed before Hijratul Kubra, it is going to be termed as Makki Surah. So the surah was associated with Makkah, right? How it is associated with Makkah, it is called Nisbah. Okay, this is an advanced topic, but just if you just know these two terms, that if a word is a Nisbah, like Makki, Madini, Adnani, Qahtani, like they belong to certain tribe. So people were called Adnani Arabs, right? So all those, this ya words that are ending with ya, with this ya of nisbah, are going to be isms. Like, what example? Nothing is now at this moment coming to my mind to give you as an example. Like Bengali, the people who belong to Bengal, they are called Bengali. People who belong to Pakistan, they are called Pakistani. So this ya is ya of nisbah. So if a word is like that, that word is going to be nism. Does it make sense? Okay. You're still confused, Agar? Yes, it's ya of nisbah. Yes, you're right. About your broken plurals, I have not gone into detail at this point. When we will be doing our fail, and we will be learning about the outside doer, inshallah, we will learn about how human broken plurals and non-human broken plurals can be treated. Okay, at this point, if you can just memorize that your non-human, all non-human plurals and your broken plurals are going to be under category of mونث سماعي. And when it comes to human broken plurals, there is a they have more openness in the sense that they can be treated either ways, and there's a reason why it is done. So, but since we are not quite there yet, if you at this point, if you only know that your broken plurals can be treated as feminine, it's enough for this stage. Yes, tariq is going to be considered feminine, as just as we are going to consider sabil as feminine. And to be Ramaz, just to clarify one thing, in the beginning when I was opening this topic, I told you that according to some grammarians, there are certain words that belong to both categories. And these words, tariqa and sabil, they are, they have said that, they can be treated either as masculine or feminine. But for this course, just memorize them to be as feminine. And inshallah, if a question arises in future, we will deal with that at that point, because majority books have, listed them as feminine, because Arab said so, and according to majority literature, it is feminine because Arabs have treated them as feminine. Okay. What about bus? For bus, you have to, this muannas, Sama'i category is all actually bus. Okay. Because Arabs have treated them, there is no reason or rhyme. Because a tribe just does not, honestly, does not have a gender. You can, when you were doing your real feminine, you had a sign that helped you identify, that this is the word is feminine, because, there was a sign there that helped you identify it. But everything under word feminine category is just because Arabs have treated it like that. I just have not put along with bus a story, because, all the words of story and all these, because Arabs have treated them as such. There was no reason or rhyme. So I apologize. I'm way past my time. So I have to end the session here. If any questions, please refer them to Sister Faiza, and she can always pass them on to me. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.